welcome to Deep River Farm, folks. I appreciate you joining me here. We're starting out, this is Sunday morning. We're right at the crack of day. It's cloudy. It's been raining. It rained last night. It's still a little misty this morning. And the wind is no wind. Take that back. There's just a little bit of wind, not much. But we're expecting the polar plunge to start moving in. The precursor, I guess you'd say it, today. The front supposed to start moving this way. I don't know if you've caught Brother Bud's video, Appalachian Navy. They had a couple of relief centers call and said they're out of propane. Now, what does that mean? That means that maybe the people were stocking up and getting the propane ahead of time, or they've basically, it's been cold a few mornings. I know I was up 3 times last week. We had a lot of cold air early in the morning, pretty breezy. But anyway, Brother Bud answered the call. Went straight on up into Newland, took some propane, took some stuff to Michelle, took her some propane, and try to get everybody set for this cold blast that's coming. Some models is saying Tuesday morning, 20 degrees. Some models is saying 25 degrees. Well, when you're talking about that cold, does 5 degrees matter when you're in a tent, a shed, or a camper? Now, there's been a lot of them up there with the campers have been concerned about it getting cold. There is a group coming through Burnsville. I think I butchered that again. Anyway, me and Bud, we have time saying that town's name. We butcher it. A group called Convoy of Hope is coming through, and they're underpinning these campers so that the pipes don't freeze. I know Family 15's been very concerned about that, and we knew they were on the schedule to have the underpinning done on the 8th and the 9th as they came through to do the underpinning of those campers. So hopefully I'm going to send him a text and see if he got that squared away, and hopefully that's been taken care of, because he will freeze up if it's not done come tomorrow evening as the temperatures start to plummet. And you saw one of the pictures we had earlier in the week on the videos where there's already around the ridge cap up around Bulladine, you can see the ice in the trees. So it's been cold in the mountains for a while, but it's really going to get cold, and they're talking about snow and all that. We've been preparing here for the cold temperatures. You heard me say yesterday we've been wrapping the pipes. We've been draining the water out of some of the equipment like the pressure washer and stuff like that, winterizing the boats, getting stuff taken care of just in case the cold air hits like they say it is. We don't want a bunch of stuff freezing up, busting, and causing some major headaches for us, and that kind of thing. Now, folks, we got a lot of leaves falling off your trees. A lot of people like to rake these things up, burn them. Well, folks, if you mulch them with your lawnmower and you bag them, try composting them. Compost them all winter long, rotate them, all kinds of things like that. And next year, when you plant your garden and your stuff starts coming up, you can place these mulched up leaves around your plants. this will make a great moisture barrier. The moisture will go down through the leaves and it'll stay, because the majority of your moisture is lost from your garden through wind and heat. But if you've got your leaves mulched and a hefty amount put around the base of your plants, it'll be an awesome thing for you, because you'll have less watering to have to do. And it's an organic material. 80% of a tree's nutrition is found in its leaves. So if you'll save your leaves, you'll have a fantastic garden. And guess what? These leaves are also a weed barrier, and it'll mean less hoeing if you're in the ground, and less pulling them if you're in a raised bed. So if you get a chance, mulch your leaves up. You can use a lawnmower, a bagger, or you can just rake them up, and you can cram them in a metal trash can and stick your weed eater head down in the metal trash can or a drum and just mulch them that way, and then dump them out. There's ways to do that. They also make a leaf mulcher. I had that on my channel last fall, showing how that worked and everything. But you got an opportunity here for a organic way that you can utilize your leaves. Plus, when they decompose, they turn into a black, what we call black gold. And you can just keep adding them to your garden, and it's a fantastic thing, full of phosphorus and carbon. I use the ground up leaves after they've turned to the black gold as my soil for my garden. And the only thing I have to add is a little nitrogen for that, and you'll have an abundance of crops. Well, there's not much left of the deer apples. There was a whole bag here, a bushel bag, and we've got 5 left. Nope, right there's 2 more. 9 left out of a bushel sack. Got a few more apples left here in our feed bin. Well, you can tell the chickens have been down in here too. That's one thing about it. If you put corn up here, the chickens would eat the corn, but they don't bother the apples. It's just after daybreak on Sunday morning. Still damp. A lot of old mist in the air. We come down Friday, finished cutting up another tree, and me and my dad split that, and there's the wood off of it. So we got us some extra wood here if my mother-in-law needs it, or my wife's uncle, Mr. Project Santa, who is doing better. Can give a praise report for that. He's doing a lot better. He is able to kind of start feeding his goats a little bit. We got it fixed so he can feed those from over the fence. So we still got a tree there we can get sawed up, and we've got one right there we can saw up that's off of the ground, and some more down along the creek. Well, folks, as you can tell from prior videos, the water's way down here along the river. There's a big bank now. And that's a good thing. And it enables us to get some of these logs and things that's washed up here out of the way. And trash that comes down the river, give us a chance to pick that up. See a lot of deer track around through there where they're walking as well. Not seeing as much sign of the beaver as we've been seeing. We've been having some beavers up in here working on the trees like that right there. But that's been a long time ago. Normally, they're pretty active in working on some of these trees up here around the water. Show you another one right here right quick. Where they're coming in here gnawing on them. See, that's been a while since that's been done. Well, folks, don't take for granted that your antifreeze is sufficient in your automobiles. You can buy a simple tester at places like O'Reilly's, Advance, AutoZone, or Walmart to test your antifreeze in your radiator to make sure you have adequate coolant to prevent a mess. You know, a lot of times when it gets really cold, you'll start seeing cars on the side of the road. And a lot of that's got to do with their antifreeze is not suitable for cold temperatures. I like to keep mine at like minus 15 degrees to ensure that I'm not going to have a radiator freeze up and bust or hose freeze up. That's all you need to do is be going down the road and you water and antifreeze in there, not going through and keeping your temperature of your motor from overheating. And you think when it's cold, how in the world is that going to happen? Well, when you have no circulation of water through that motor to keep her cool, you're asking for trouble and you're going to have it. And when you have it this day and time, it's going to cost you, thanks to all the inflation that was created from the last administration. You two are a mess. Just a mess, ain't you? Got you a nice hole dug there, ain't you, Captain? You got you a nice old hole dug right there. And you like laying in it. Now, I tell you what, when it fills up with water, it's going to be a mess. I'm going to have to level that back out. Well, folks, the sun is setting. I could feel the cool air down in the soybean fields. As I was down there along the creek, it felt like it was about 5 degrees cooler just all of a sudden. And as you can see, the sun is getting ready to set back over here. And we're just getting ready for the cold air. Well, folks, I want to talk to you a little bit about Foxtrot Echo Mike Alpha. And the lack of funds that Western North Carolina is not seeing. And can you see what's over my head, folks? We got a big front coming. They calling for snow in the mountains. Look here. Look at here, folks. We're talking about more spraying going on. Ain't that something? they're getting ready to take advantage to intensify the front that's coming with more spraying. Now, I saw some more spraying back over west of here, but by the time I got here and got the four-wheeler unloaded and everything, this is all you could see here. We got some winds aloft, so it's not staying long, but you can see what they're doing right there. But folks, the sad thing is all of the money that's been sent in, and we get conflicting reports of what has been sent, what the federal government has sent, what the state says they've sent, and regardless of what's going on, because the federal government is sending it to the state, and then the state is dispersing the funds to approved contractors. There's also a hurdle that's got to be jumped over, and that is $100,000 and above contracts have to be approved by Kristi Noem. And they all saying, well, this is creating a backlog, when actually it's getting money approved fast, and then that money is sent directly to the state. The sad part of it is, from what I'm gathering and reading, and we're going to talk more about it tomorrow night, and that's that only 9% of the funds that's been allotted to Western North Carolina have been paid out. 9%. Now, ain't that pathetic? You've got $60 billion in damage, and all this money's come from the federal government, and the state is only put out 9% of the amount that has been allocated. Now, getting to find out where this money's at, where it's went, is another ball of wax, because you can't get a straight answer out of anybody, and it makes you wonder if they even know where it went, what little bit has gone out. But reading into some of this stuff that we're going to go over with tomorrow night, more in depth, is HUD money for subsidized housing. Well, right off of the bat, folks, I see a problem with that, and that is this. And I'm looking down here, and the reason I'm looking down is I'm going to show you something. Now, I want you to look at that thing right there. I was getting ready, I'm walking across the soybean field, and this thing I just happened to look down and see it moving. I have no idea what that thing is, but don't that thing look like some kind of venomous spider? It looks worse than what it really is, but there it is. Lost my train of thought and everything when I seen that thing. I didn't want it crawling up on my shoe. Me out here in the middle of nowhere. That's a big old spider, ain't it? So back to talking about this HUD money and subsidized housing. The thing of it is, folks, is these people in Western North Carolina owned their homes. There is no multi-family Section 8 housing, low income. Everybody's about of the same caliber. These homes and this land has been in these families generations since the 1800s or maybe before. Therefore, all of this eligibility stuff that's tied in with this money, that is the very reason why nobody in Western North Carolina is getting any help. These people own their land. Most of them owned their homes, and the government has allowed these insurance companies to get away with theft by not making these companies pay for these homes that were washed away. And they all know that this was a 1,000-year flood, a complete freak accident. Now, nobody wants to talk about all of the water that was released from the lakes all at one time that was owned by the power companies. They don't want to talk about that because there could be liability involved. And, you know, they politicians is bought off by these companies. You know, they can go in there and seek eminent domain, a private company, and the state will go right along with it to take these people's land away from them for transmission lines or to build a lake or whatever they want to do for power for a company that's it's a private for-profit corporation, and they seem to think that's all right, which it shouldn't be. If you're a standalone company, you should have to fork over your own money, not have to rely on the government to invoke eminent domain on your behalf so that you can create stuff for the so-called better good of society, when all it's going to mean is golden parachutes for the executives and big money for the stockholders. And the individual out there that's got this big old transmission line running through the middle of their farm has no recourse. They can't ever do anything with the land because of all of the stuff that's running through it. Sometimes it splits their farms in half, and or they're going to stick a substation out in the middle of that location or something. Or like in the case of a farm in New Jersey, the local county government wants to invoke eminent domain on a farm so that they can create subsidized housing for low-income people. And that just ain't right. And that's what's going on. And we're going to talk about that case as well. But getting back to our Foxtrot Echo Mike Alpha, not dispersing funds. Well, if you all recall, under the last administration, they were flying people in to specific locations, to certain areas. They were allowing caravans to cross the border. They were allowing these states and cities to become sanctuary cities so that they could regain control of the government. Let's just tell it like it is. They were going to manipulate, and that's why they are all screaming, kicking, and hollering about wanting to get everyone counted in the census. And why is that? That is because by manipulation, allowing the census counts for undocumented, illegals, migrants, any of those classifications, and the wind's getting up, folks, that front's a-coming. This is to drive more congressional seats. That's all it is. The push for more congressional seats so that they can regain power. And they're going to do it at all costs, any way they can, cheating on elections, flying people in, and then they're enticing these people with, well, first of all, they're flooding the court system with 10 years of backlog for asylum, giving them all this status and stuff so that they can stay here and not be forced out, which I'm glad they're being forced out and rounded up. But by allowing them to come here, all they got to do is they're telling them, hey, come on, let's get you lined up to vote. We're going to let you vote whether you are a legal resident or not. We're going to just remember to vote blue. That's all that matters, so that we can get more power back, because we want to continue to fund for transgender comic books and $50 million worth of condoms to go to Gaza, and all these drag queen read aloud things they do for the children. And they're a bunch of mental cases, folks. This is not a democracy that those people represent. They're representing socialism, and that works real well till you run out of somebody else's money. And then you have communism, which is no different. And they're going to think about that. Just wait and see what happens in New York State, folks, especially in New York City with this wacko mayor that they've elected. And, you know, they're going to find out real quick what stupid is. And they're going to pay the price. That's why these people are leaving New York by the droves now. And, you know, all that's going to do is create issues in adjoining states. It's going to create a problem with housing, which is going to cause the housing prices to skyrocket because people that's going to be selling up there, they may sell for a loss up there that they leave in California and New York. They may lose money by selling up there, trying to get down to a location that's got some common sense. The problem is these people leave up north and they bring the high tax and a bunch of other ideology with them. When they come, I mean, why would you leave a place that you can't stand because of high taxes, death tax, estate tax, all of these defund the police, all this crazy mess, and then want to come to the red state and get on the city council and the county commissioners or whatever and invoke the same garbage? That's just the definition of insanity, is re-electing these people and expecting a different outcome, or the same policy and expect a different outcome. So I can understand people fleeing that dumbness up there that they've just elected in New York. I can see that, and I wouldn't be there to start with because I don't like big crowds. I like the country life. I like the southern way of living, and that's the way it is. And I don't want anybody infringing on my rights to bear arms, my rights to hunt, fish, do whatever I want to do, mess with my farm, create any issues with being able to farm. I don't want any more permits. I don't want any more license restrictions. I don't want any more taxes. I don't want any created taxes. And I just want to be left alone. I'm tired of paying the taxes that I'm required to pay now. And we don't need any new ones popping up. So if you're leaving a place that's got dumb and stupid taxes, don't bring them to the South with that ideology. Leave them up there. That's why you people are leaving up there anyway, is to get away from that garbage. Well, folks, had my little rant there, but tomorrow night we're going to go in depth with Foxtrot Echo Mike Alpha and what's going on. And we want to kind of show what's happening, different amounts of money that's supposedly been allocated and what it's going for and all this stuff, and talk about what is happening to the local governments, the county governments, and that type thing, and how it is affecting them financially. Well, folks, I appreciate you watching here this evening. I hope everybody has a blessed day. And I'm looking up. I just showed you where that trail's at. I told you the winds aloft are moving now with this front coming in. And that thing's gone, folks. It's scattered out up there. So I'm assuming the aluminum and everything else is probably spread out everywhere and getting ready to rain down on somebody's soil somewhere to contaminate it. Well, folks, thanks for watching. I've got my little rant over, and you know, we're gonna go into detail tomorrow night on Foxtrot Echo Mike Alpha. Thanks a lot. Hit the like button, folks. Leave a comment on the comment section, not just in the live chat. If you're on the live chat, make sure you leave a comment in the comment section so we can beat the algorithm, so we can get this information out to people so they know the truth and they're not hearing something from fake news. Y'all have a blessed day. blowing, folks. There's winds that'll be pushing in tonight with that front. They'll take a lot of them off. They sure will. Cold fronts are coming. Well, I'm gonna get loaded up here and get back to the house.